Guys, welcome back to some more AFK Arena. Today we're over on the pay to win account in chapter 37. A lot of you asked exactly what it is. The Winding Corridors is the name of chapter 37. A lot of people thought it was a Voyage of Wonder, maybe a Peaks of Time. But what is going on, guys? Very happy and excited to be back for the live stream today. I'm going to make some progression, hopefully make some solid progression into 37. As we continue, it is little by little. Most of you know that we only push this account when we are live streaming, so it does take a little while. It's not like I spend the entire week pushing through chapters. We only do this through the live streaming, guys. We are at 19,000, almost 100 subscribers, guys, getting a lot closer to that 20,000 subscriber mark, which is very cool to see. We got Chris in here, a couple Chris's in here, Levi, Milton, Patrick, Zoe, Don, Dark Blaine, as always, for HPIA, Maria, Melos, and Chris. Is this Hippo? Yeah, yes, it is live. A lot of people never realize that it's live. I'm doing great today, guys. Just got done cutting the lawn after vacation. Took like 2.5 hours to cut the lawn, so it was kind of crazy. What's going on from Shanghai, China, which is awesome. A lot of players have been saying that they're making a lot of progression through 35, 36. Now we're getting to 37, guys, and 37 is where we're seeing a lot of players that have gotten stuck, and a lot of players have stalled out on 37, which is even the case when we look at our Wall of Legends here. Stage progression, 37 seems to be about the stopping point for a ton of players, which... Remember, 37 is kind of the pre-nerf. They haven't made the stages easier, so it is still a little bit more difficult to go through here. What comp did I use on 3652? We were using the Thorn Cheese, Robert. So it was very cool to go through with the Thorn Cheese. If that's the specific stages. If you guys haven't used AFK Helper, AFK Helper was up on our Reddit, our Discord. Very cool to see the formations that are in there. It is awesome. Like I said, guys, we are close to our 20,000 subscribers, which is awesome. Alexander is here as always. Good to see you guys. All right, so we're going to do a couple summons here. What I'm looking for right now, Stargazing, is Lucretia, guys. I want to get one more copy of her. We have our one copy right here, so we can start engraving. We did the engraving on Flora, which, looking back in the engraving, I wouldn't recommend building Flora as much as I have. She's a hero that I've always liked. I would have went probably with Elna instead of Flora. And then, of course, we built out Ainz to a plus 60 as well, which was awesome to see with the engraving. From Casual Purples, what's up? Another Alexander. Good night, Poa. Thanks for joining us for a moment. Found Maro is really good unit for Lightbearer Tower. Yeah, Pico. Maro for the Lightbearer Tower. Also, quite a bit in the campaign. It's really been solid Maro in the campaign. Crowd control wins, guys. The game is all about crowd control, as we know, and crowd control is what wins AFK Arena. Congrats on the 19K subs. Yep, 20,000 very soon. Oh yeah, go ahead and ask your questions, guys, if you got them. What do I think about resonating crystal cramming method in AFK? Yeah, I can just do a brief explanation. So resonating crystal is similar to the Elder Tree. So when you're leveling up the resonating crystal, this is where you gain power, guys. This is where every single hero and every single formation gains power. So I do RC cramming as well. So coming in here, actually buying out large crate of hero essence, buying out some of the large crate of hero EXP, purchasing those, refreshing the shop. For a significant amount of time, we are refreshing the shop 2, 3, even 4 times per day to go ahead and buy out the hero essence and the hero EXP, because those are the two things that we needed. There will be a point where, similar to me, I have 300 mythic pieces of furniture. I have a lot of heroes that are 30, that have their plus 30 signature items. It gets to the point where it is just about pure levels. And that is where the real combat rating and the power comes from, is from gaining levels, guys. Most of the players, even seeing here, I am on player level 230. Here's 247, 292, 293, 255, 307, 261. So most of them are 30 plus player levels, 40, 50, even 70 player plus levels than me, which is the reason we progress so fast with the pay to win account. Everything that we've gotten from YouTube, we've put into this up until the engraving system. The engraving system, we haven't paid anything else in it. It has been completely free to play since the hashtag engraveyard has come up. We've just been sitting, waiting, doing our summons like we normally do. Yeah, the RC pushing is very good, and it is really, really worth it. Like I said, it comes to the point where you have a majority of the main formations, and it gets to the point where you just need more levels. The sheer power that you gain from more levels is really what you have to focus on when it comes to building up the levels for your heroes. What's going on, Tyler? Doing very well. Thoughts on Zekas? Zekas, Zoe, I'm really kind of on the fence with that. The big thing is we haven't seen him on the live servers. We haven't seen him tested. A couple players did test him out on the test server, which if you're not playing on the test server, you're not really focused on there very much. You don't have a ton of progression on there. You usually don't have a ton of the formation team comps. But ultimately, we're going to have to see how he works and how he's going to kind of fill in there. So that's going to be the interesting. Second one is, how far can I use Izold in the campaign? Izold actually drops off, and it's really dependent on your specific levels. Of course, you can make Izold work forever. Guys, there's no point at Izold where he is going to be absolutely useless. The big thing with Izold is as you start getting into higher level deficiencies, he falls off quicker. So the higher that your level is in comparison to the enemy's level, Izold will still work. So if I'm at 460 and Izold is not working, I can take Izold, take my level to 465 maybe, and Izold will work perfectly. So it's kind of a give or take with some of the heroes. When you start pushing massive level deficiencies, that's really where the challenges come in, is with the level deficiencies. And what's going on, Tyler? Doing great today. What is the highest someone has pushed free to play? I believe there are free to play players that are into chapter 38. There's probably maybe a unique one-off, maybe into 38, even 39, but they have definitely been making some progression in there. What's going on, Sony? Oh yeah, doing great. Had a whole entire week of vacation. It was awesome. If you guys checked out the stories, spent 4 days up on vacation out on the lake. Water was beautiful, warm as can be. How full do you keep your resonating crystal, or do you take some out before going into events? Levi, the big thing with that is you'll get to a point where you have the heroes built. You don't really have to take anyone out of the resonating crystal, especially with Ainz, because most of us know Ainz is super broke. I don't have to take anyone out of the resonating crystal to lower the combat rating. Ainz will do the job without any problem. He would just absolutely destroy everything. So we got 3 elite hero stones here. Boom, we'll go ahead and pop those open. Not too bad. Got 2 food, which we're going to need a little for Morrow. And then we got a copy of Silas, but he's already at 5 stars. We'll do a couple quick summons here, and then we'll get right into the campaign, because I know it is going to take some time to get through the campaign. There's an elite, guys. Very nice. It is a copy of Hendrik, which is good because we don't have him maxed out yet. We still have 8 more days till we get our select summons back. And then 1 more scroll pull here, which is another elite. Very nice. I'm free to play about your stage. To be honest, I'm pushing each time I'm getting something new, like a new plus 30 or 9 of 9. Yeah, that's really the way to do it, Daniel. Another copy of Desira. That is very nice as well. We do not have her maxed out either. 1 card on the table. I'm going to go Lightbearers because remember, we are still looking for Morrow at this point, which we get a copy of Rain. Rain was actually my first hero ever in AFK Arena that we maxed out to 5 stars. She was the very, very first one. Currently missing Zolrath, missing 2 copies. That's awesome. Yeah, like I said, when it comes to progression in here, one, I don't like pushing the campaign very much. I find it somewhat boring, but I do like making the progression to get more rewards. 2, we only push progression with the live stream. That is really the big thing, is we only push the progression with the live stream. We don't we don't push anything or make any progression short of like dailies, things of that nature when we're not playing. So we have 3 pulls here. I'm hoping for 1 copy of Lucretia, guys. If we get the 1 copy, we can start engraving her. Just some resources on that one. And if we don't get her, I'm going to use the cards as well, which there we got a Mauler card, so not too bad with that one. But I would love to see a copy of her, but nothing. Let's go ahead. We're going to burn these single cards, because if we do happen to pull that copy of her, we can set up the engraving. Got a Mauler card there, which is good. A little bit more food. A lot more resources, which is always good as well. We'll burn through our diamonds and see if possibly maybe one of these are going to be a pull. They go by quick, guys. The Stargazer just absolutely destroys your diamond reserves. Last one, nope. So no copy, so we cannot engrave her at this point. I think we'll be able to add a couple more stars to some heroes though. Hendrik works pretty good in the Lightbearer Tower. He has a pretty solid tank in there. And finally, guys, we got Brutus ascended last time. We got Warwick ascended this time. It took that long to build them up. All the heroes on Wilders are ascended. All the heroes in Graveborns are ascended. Just waiting for more heroes. That's really it, guys. Just waiting for some new heroes in there. All right, so we'll pop up. I think we got 2 or 3 summons here for the Oak Inn. We got 1 card on the table. Hopefully we can max somebody out here or get lucky with a mythic piece. Got a couple legendaries there. We need 2 more and then a double. Look at that, guys. Thorin and Raku. Very nice double pull right there. Getting 2 pieces of furniture for the price of 1. Definitely like that. And I think that's the only 2 we're going to get. I think that is it. We got 1 more card on the table, not even close to another one. But I want to say we're 2 away from Thorin. So we're very close to him being 9 of 9. Not sure if we're going to have enough for a pull. Oh, we are short. That's okay though, guys. We will keep saving up our Poe coins. Poe coins, because you can get them out of the shop every day, I don't really prioritize getting them out of any of the events, anything of that nature, because you can just continue in here. You can always refresh the shop, which we have the shop refresh coming shortly to go ahead and pick up all of these, and we burn through all of our diamonds. I still need some more of those. All right, guys, so I got everything set. I got the teams kind of built out, which is good. We also got, I wonder if we're going to get some diamonds here. 400 diamonds. Could we do 1 pull? Could it be the 1 pull we need? Maybe it is. Oh, some gold. That's okay, though. All right, so we'll go ahead and we'll just ask some questions, guys. We'll slowly do the grind through the campaign. I set up all of my teams. So I went through the formations. I made 6 total formations with some heroes that we could swap out within these formations to try to make some progression when it comes to the 5 team comps we need. We're running Ulna, Ainz, we're running the Charmazard, the Lucy comp, the Thorn Cheese, couple different formations in here to start pushing with progression and see exactly if we can. I'm sure some of these are going to need probably the Ainz team comp. But again, like I said earlier, I know it's going to be a little bit of time. It just does take time to get through here, get through the progression. There we go, guys. I'm working on Odin, just wondering if I should replace Pharrell with Odin in my team. They really work well together. Help me, please. If you drop out Athalia and put them in, not only do they get the bonus, Athalia you could use in another team. A couple different ways you could kind of spin that to make it work. You could definitely swap them out, but Pharrell and Odin do work together very well when it comes to the Wilders, or excuse me, when it comes to the Graveborn. And again, some of these team comps we're going to have to work out. I'm running Queen. I have Queen completely maxed out. Sometimes she dies pretty quick. Sometimes she really holds her own. I really try to make her work, guys. We try to make a lot of the heroes work, especially because we invested in them. We put time, effort, we put signature items on them, we put 9 of 9 furniture on them to really make them work, guys. 261, 223. I finally took Scarath to the plus 30 signature item because of the Twisted Realm. I got a new team. It's Lucius, Grez, Belinda, Nara, Isabella. That'll work, Tyler. It will just, when you start getting further in the campaign, that team is going to get destroyed. So let's see. So we got Flora in this stage. Now, this could possibly work out because of Merlin and his damage reduction. And again, I know these teams are going to take a little bit of time. It is going to take a little bit of time to get through here. And we might have to swap out a couple teams to see if we can get this work. I just finally completed chapter 37. Been there stuck for 2 weeks. Yeah, very nice. Mount the Goat? Mountain the Goat into chapter 38. That's where we hope to be shortly, is into 38 as well. And again, I know some of these comps are just going to be a little bit of RNG. We have our cheese comp here. We have Nara with that one. Eron with some pull. We got the Lucy and the 5 pull there. And then, of course, this formation. But we'll definitely just run through this, guys. Once I finish up Rigby and Mara, I'll be finished with the 4 faction. That's awesome. Yeah, Rigby, he's a hero. Again, we have a lot of high hopes for heroes, and sometimes like Rigby just doesn't pull through. Even to get Rigby max out, if you get him the plus 30 signature item, if you get Rigby the 9 of 9, it's really tough in there just because it's a lot of an investment for not really much of a return whatsoever. And this one we might have to change up. I actually swapped this cheese formation in here to see exactly how well this is going to work. Or if it's going to work at all. I've been trying different Thorin cheese formations. I know with the Lorzen Kelthar combination, does work pretty well. But I know Rain also with her debuffs that she has in there. But every time I run it with Flora, it doesn't seem to work. How do I feel about Thorin's 9 of 9? I find it useless because of the additional stats he gets. So the 9 of 9, a lot of players have said it's just a little bit of a boost is what most players have said. Not really a game changer when it comes to that boost that he gets. But yeah, the crit reduction definitely can make a difference in there because now he's taking less damage. Absolutely, it makes a very big difference. And I think in here we can, yeah, we're still missing some of the gear. I was just thinking about that. But this formation can probably deal pretty well with Alna and Grez. I don't know though, because the heal that Grez brings. We'll see though. Do I push Oden to 9 of 9? He's currently, yeah, absolutely, Ben. Oden 9 of 9 is amazing. I mean, absolutely phenomenal. I would definitely take him to a 9 of 9. It'll be more than worth it. See, Nara down here is vicious, guys. Anytime that you're fighting formations with Nara, she is pretty vicious to deal with. I think, is this the... Did we put the God tier comp in there? That's kind of interesting to see. I didn't think this was a formation that we had in here. What, I believe... No, I have the charm team in there. Maybe that was already the one in there. What are your thoughts about Raku, Prince, Ezio? Tazdid, it works very well. So a lot of players have been running that combination because you have Raku in there for crowd control. You have Prince in there for crowd control. And then the big thing kind of to finish off with that one is you have Ezio in that formation to finish out what Raku can't. That's where a lot of players get stuck, is Raku doesn't have a really solid finishing move. So a lot of players are getting stuck with that combination, but it works well. Yeah, just like Alexander said with that Thorin cheese, it really does help when you got the plus or the 9 of 9 furniture because of the energy recovery. It can make a difference between him ulting or not ulting, which again can be kind of a game changer on that one. How much investment have you put into the chicken? Really, Chris, the only thing that the chicken needs is his 3 of 9 furniture. He doesn't need anything else. The big thing with me building him out is due to the fact of the Twisted Realm. So he is actually a hero that is very, very powerful when it comes to the Twisted Realm, that a lot of players are using and a lot of players utilize within there. Makes a big difference. You have to have him maxed out of the Twisted Realm if you want to go ahead and push through there. By myself many times removing his furniture. He lacks a bit more damage. Mostly Kelthar is definitely enough. Yeah, if you have the 9 of 9 in there, Daniel, for the call, it works pretty well in there with that 9 of 9. See, I wonder if we'll give it a couple more tries. Been thinking about making him 9 of 9 plus 30. The furniture for him, Chris, like I said, the signature item for Iran needs to be the signature item most players just unlock. But when it comes to the Twisted Realm, you have to have that plus 30 for Dark Namora. That's really the only reason why I built him, is specifically that team comp. Let's swap. We'll try. Like I said, I got all of these heroes pretty much ready for this. I wonder if... See now why that's not the 5 pull we were doing. I think it's remembering some of the older formations that we had in here. But we'll give it some tries. What are your thoughts on the Wilder engraving? I think there's quite a few Wilders that are going to really benefit from the engraving system. One that I want to see in particular is with Kaz. I want to see how they made Kaz, how Kaz is going to work. It seems like with her 50% ability to dodge magic, it's pretty broken overall, which is the big reason why I want to see exactly how well it's going to work with Kaz, because like I said, it seems pretty broken. And in here, guys, we're getting just completely run over. Level deficiency isn't that high. I mean, 131. We do have a pretty decent level deficiency, but again, just going to take some of the RNG to get some of these teams down, I feel. Yeah, the Wilder engraving, there's 3 or 4. Raku is going to be really strong when it comes to the engraving on there. Raku is going to be one hero that they made Raku a lot stronger. Kaz, I want to see with the dodge effect in everything that he has going on. It's going to be, again, interesting to see exactly how that works or what that looks like. There's a couple in there. Iran, as we know, it doesn't make sense to build him up. So yeah, I thought about that using Leica. I still got to build out Zolrath, guys. Just like a lot of the other players. Zolrath is one that I have to build out. So we can actually drop. I did have some heroes that were ready, kind of together and ready to try to build. If we can get Rowan early stun, Khazard with some freezes. So he might be able to get this one down. Leica does a ton of damage, guys. There we go. Frozen Nara on that one. Even here, guys, look at that. 300 million damage. Leica does a ton of damage. That is why I build out Leica. That is why I built out Leica here. That is why I built out Leica when it comes to everything else, which this might be a good 5-pull. We got to get something out for Sophia. I think that was the one we did not use. There we go. What do you think the SI40? Taking heroes to signature item 40, I really don't think it's worth it. It's very expensive to take heroes to signature item 40. If you're going from 30 to 40, you can max out 3 other heroes within that formation, which is kind of crazy the amount of damage that they can do. Even here, guys, look at this. Watch the melt. Boom. Just got to get some RNG in here, because that vortex is just killing us. See, now this is one that we would need Leica for because of the enemy E-run. Or I'm wondering about the Thorn Cheese. This might be one where we can get some of the heroes kind of stacked together. Or not. We'll see. I heard some good stuff about Scrass plus 30. Don't know about the furniture, maybe for the stats. Yeah, that's really the big thing when it comes to the furniture, is just the stats that it has. That is really the big thing, is the stats that it brings. When is the Dimensional Tower coming? I don't know if they're doing a Dimensional Tower. A lot of players have actually asked about that. If there is going to be a Dimensional Tower. As of right now, I have heard nothing about it, so I don't know. There could be maybe a possibility in the future. So I wonder, even swapping these two out and trying to get everyone just kind of stacked in here. But Thorin does have to ult. Yeah, Leica's plus 30, guys, definitely worth it. I definitely agree on that one, guys. Leica is super tough with that plus 30. I don't think we're going to cheese this, especially because of the back line. Nope. Not going to work on that one. So we've got the Charm team. We can give it a try. We can see. Yeah, the Mahira Rose is pretty expensive when it comes to the team, but it works pretty well. The big thing with Mahira is she works even at lower levels. So that's really the big thing with her, is she can do surprisingly well even at lower levels. It will work very well. With lower levels, it will still work surprisingly well. Thorzen in 2, Thorin first. And then Kelthar. Could we bring over... wonder if bringing over Sophia. Just because I know she is an absolute pain. Because I think most of the other ones will come over. And I know we got the taint ability in the back. I think we can make this work. We'll see. Building up Portal Party, how significant is Gorvo? Prince will work instead of Gorvo, Levi. We've seen a couple variations to that, I guess, that it will work. It just might take a little bit more time. The big thing with the Thorin cheese is just that it's RNG, and this is why I don't like the Thorin cheese, is it is a lot of RNG, and I don't know if this combination... See, he's not even getting enough energy to ult. I wonder, we can swap Aziz in here. He's another one that we kind of can have kind of a go-to. Because remember, he's an energy battery even if he dies. But it seems like... I wonder if we do him hitting the bottom and just let it pull. Because now they're pulling... That's what I was wondering. We could possibly get them all to the bottom. Let's see. Not sure if Mahira can CC this team when they have an Oki shield. Namor's charm, for example, gets blocked. Check if Mahira's ultimate deals damage. Yeah, some of the crowd control gives them the immunity to CC, which really doesn't work very well. See, maybe in the back. I'm just wondering to link the top. No, I might have to. I'm just wondering here. As long as we can get Thorin to do his part. Got 2 stages down though. Morphly, I have 303, 60 engraving. Lucius, she's pretty much, yeah. Sparkling water, I agree with you there. That's why we wanted to do the engraving there on Lucretia, is because of the damage, the sheer damage that she puts out. Lorzen in 2, Thorin in 1. Lorzen on place 5 to link Sophia. We got a lot of variations of this. So for linking Sophia, we need Kelthar in there too. Because we got the taint back there right on the back, so we don't have to worry about that. So this is the one that should work. I mean, theoretically, this is the formation that should work. Because we're getting everyone together, including the taint ability there. See, he's not generating enough energy. There it is. A little bit more damage, we would have had it. Yeah, absolutely, Christy. Lucretia with the engraving system is a beast. That's who most players are building. They're building Ainz or they're building Lucy. Those are the 2 real heroes that we're seeing built right off the bat because they are so strong. Pippa or Gorvo, who would I recommend building first? Honestly, out of those 2, I would build Pippa just because there's a lot of heroes that do quite a bit of crowd control. I don't see... Gorvo is one that will be built, but ultimately I see a lot more play out of Pippa than I do Gorvo. The engraving system might change that a little bit just because of the shielding ability, but that is still yet to be seen. Exactly how much that makes the difference. Got to chapter 36, free to play. Is that the free to play block? You can go further. 37 is usually where you get stuck as free to play. Thorin 2, Lorzen 5. So Thorin 2, Lorzen 5, Kelthar wherever. I've used the Scrag Invade. Yeah, I've used the Scrag Invade quite a bit. I have used the Scrag Invade quite a bit. I used it up until the point where it's been. I think it's been a chapter. It's been like a chapter or 2 that we haven't used it. We got Thorzen, Lorzen, Pippa, Aziz, and Flora. Drop out Kelthar in there. Pippa just drops over. Poor Pippa. Yeah, that's what usually happens to Pippa. But let's swap to the top and see what we get. Hey, Pippa lived for a minute. I think we should be able to get this down. Do 5-pole with Lucretia and Brutus. We already used Lucretia. I passed this one with the 5-pole. Yeah. And again, a lot of it is just RNG. I mean, that's really the one of the biggest things in AFK Arena is just strictly the RNG factor that we have in here. Because you know he's taking a ton of damage down there. But even there, Kelthar didn't die fast enough. Yeah, if Kelthar stays up, that doesn't work either. Now they're all together. Try putting Scrag and Barricade in Thorin's comp. Yeah, that's the one thing that could be kind of holding us back is the level deficiencies are close. Oh, let's try this one. Is this the one where we're getting melted? Even Lucy, guys, full max out, full tier 3 gear max out. We have everything that we can have on her. And still trying to get this to work. Because Spectral Disruption, we're not even getting that up. We'll have to swap Skarath in here. I at least want to get that up. There we go. Give Lucy a chance to get it done. We'll see. I think I should use a swap scroll on Chimera and swap for Belinda. I wouldn't, Sean. Chimera really drops off. She's not really used for anything anymore. And the same with Belinda. Belinda's not really used for anything either. Oh, did we win that one? I didn't even see us win that one. Well, that was kind of interesting that we won. I hope the engraving system will make Iran somewhat available again. Christy, it does not. So unfortunately, if you're looking for Iran to be really viable again, the engraving system does not. The plus 30 for Iran is pretty good. The plus 60 for Iran is absolutely useless because it is the same thing that his furniture does. So you're not going to be using the plus 60 for Iran because, again, it doesn't do anything. It's going to be worthless, unfortunately. Which means that he's only going to go to a plus 30. And there's a couple other heroes that seem like it's going to be really strong when it comes to the plus 30. I think you're going to have a couple heroes plus 30, plus 60 for Wilders that are going to do very well, which is going to be cool to see. And I don't think the Thorin Cheese is going to work here. Let's see. So we can bring over. Might have to swap Flora in this one just to get everybody together. I think we're not even going to do enough damage in here. We used the Ainz comp, which is good. See, we swapped out some of the heroes here. That doesn't have Lucy. But we can always try Daemon in here. We can even try most of them. Pippa teleports Thorin into the enemy line and Flora can kill him. Yeah, we're probably going to have to swap that one up a little bit. I think this one we're not going to have enough damage out of Daemon. The big thing with here is you have to burn down the totems. That's really the big thing here, is the ability to burn down the totems and burn down the totems quickly, which I know Izold does pretty well as long as we can get him up. Just because of the strength that he brings. Yeah, and I'm thinking this formation's probably not going to work. We have quite a few in here. We still have Raku in here. We still have Queen to use. We have Brutus in here. I'm going to have to come up with another formation. We still have Kren in here too. So have Scrag in here. So I'm wondering just doing a little bit of support for Daemon. We'll have to see. Yeah, Oden is absolutely crazy, guys. If you guys haven't built Oden, he's pretty broken. He's definitely probably the most powerful Graveborn hero there is. just because, like I said, he's pretty broken right now. He works exceptionally well. We could even drop Hodgkin in here. Hodgkin we have. He's going to power up Damon if Damon can live. That's the problem. He has his flag right out there. Again, I feel like we can make this work, but we're not strong enough to take down the totems. Tassie, yes. Tassie seems pretty good. Raku definitely seems like a super strong, viable hero. I would definitely go ahead and build out Raku. There's a couple heroes in the Wilders. Like I said, I want to see Kaz. I think Kaz is going to be a hero that's going to be really strong. Again, I want to see how strong Kaz is going to be in the formation. Raku is another one, very strong for the Wilders. There's going to be... There's quite a few options when it comes to the viability of the heroes. See, with the double support here, you just have to have more damage. So who is going to do damage here? We do have... Ezio is always a solid finisher. And here we have quite a few heroes that could definitely just, I'm thinking, work down the enemies. Ezio just has to finish off a couple of them. Ezio, guys, he's one that I definitely want to continue to build out just because he's crazy. I can't believe they gave him an insta-kill. It is a little bit broken, so once they get to a point, that's it. Ezio just drops them. Just like that. There we go. What's going on, Chaotic? Who should I trade out for Shamira? Isabella. I would, Sean, I would swap out Oden. Yeah, if you don't have Oden. Silas is really good. Desire is really good. They're pretty solid overall to swap out for. There's a couple different heroes that really fill somewhat of a niche, and then there's a couple that are just absolutely outstanding when it comes to swapping them out. And I would look at, especially keep in mind the Twisted Realm, what heroes you need for the Twisted Realm, what heroes you're using in the Twisted Realm. I would definitely keep that in mind. I have Oden 30, but he's super fragile. What can I do to make him work? In the back line, Shiro, he works pretty well when it comes to having him in the back line. Some people run him together with Arthur, which is a unique combination, but there's a couple different combinations that seem to work really well as long as you can protect him. Running Oden with Desira works pretty well, just because, again, the protection aspect, you have to keep Oden safe. You, just like a lot of heroes though, you have to give him time to scale. If he doesn't have time to scale, it doesn't work at all. You really need him to scale, honestly. What's going on, Chilo? First time on the live stream. Thank you for the AFK content. Always, guys, I love doing the content. As Casual stopped their protesting, we're waiting to see JG what they do. They came up with, a whole document that they presented to Lilith to see. But the big thing with Lilith is we've seen the same with Rise of Kingdoms. We've seen the same with Warpath. We've seen the same now with AFK Arena. In the last couple months, they've went super heavy pay to win. So I don't know the change within the company itself, but they have went very, very solid, strong pay to win with a majority of their games. There was a huge pushback when it came to their most popular game. There was a big pushback about the pay to win. Lilith made an adjustment. It seems like Warpath and AFK Arena they're not too concerned about. So that's really unfortunate that they're not too, like I said, not too super concerned with it. So we have Iran. Some pretty good formations here. Let's see what we can do. Yeah, Raku is pretty broken, guys. If you guys haven't built Raku yet, he is relatively broken, especially if you get a pretty solid team behind him. He can do exceptionally well, and he does do exceptionally well. And there's Ainz, guys. The absolute power of the monster. 877 million damage. Wow. It's crazy. Just crazy to see, which I don't think this formation is going to work here because of Iran pulling everyone in. Yeah, this one we're going to have to swap. We could try. Let's see. Give this one a whirl. What's going on, Mr. Kid? Yep, AFK Arena. If you got some questions, go ahead and drop them in there. We're just making a little bit of progression through the campaign. I mean, it does take quite a bit of time. That vortex that he has is just absolutely nasty. Let's swap out. Let's see, where is Leica? I'm going to try swapping Leica out of this one. See if we can just get the pull a little bit in here. And even Lucy, I think she really needs the engraving because she is just getting destroyed. Even gaining all the attack rating, we still have to wait for her to ult within the formation to get that life leech up, which is awesome. Can you please... let me see your blue stack configuration. I can after. I can send you some screenshots for blue stacks when it comes to being outside of the live stream. My settings are pretty basic though. The big thing with blue stacks, a lot of people have said it takes a ton of memory to run blue stacks, which is one of the reasons why so many players haven't run or don't run blue stacks, because it does take a considerable amount of memory, which is what I've been told. So I'm not sure if that's one of the reasons a lot of players have problems with blue stacks. Wondering the immunity here, which I know some of the back line. We're going to have to see. Oh yeah, Devon, having a great day. It's been got a lot of stuff done, which is good. Back from vacation. We have one more week, guys, and the kids are back to school. So it's going to be interesting to see exactly how school goes with everyone this year, which is going to be, again, pretty interesting. I have 5-star Thane, 30 signature item. Nay, yeah, who do you have built? Kren would be a good one. Raku would be a good one. Any of the core heroes would really be solid choices when it comes to utilizing that swap scroll. There are quite a few heroes in there that the swap scroll works very well for, and you get a lot of benefit out of, that you could definitely look at doing. Yeah, either one of those. If you don't have either one of those built, both of them do very well when it comes to the scroll. See, dealing with Iran in here. Oden teleports him away, which is good, but sometimes it's not fast enough. And Oden's getting banished right there in the back. Another combination we've ran in here sometimes is running with, instead of Grez, running with Damon. Another combination which just got destroyed right there, but that's okay. Usually if Damon can get the shield up, we can do Isabella, guys. If you don't know, Isabella, since she did her rework, she's another hero that is very difficult to deal with. She's a hero that can fear, that has some crowd control. Pretty difficult to deal with. No, I'm not asking a lot of questions, but I probably do Oden. But why not Izold for Lucius? The big thing, Sean, is Izold will work for a little bit. Once you get to a certain point, Izold will no longer work. When you start getting into higher level deficiencies, Izold really doesn't work like he used to. Even most of the higher level deficiencies, Izold will really not work at all. You'll see him dying super fast, which is unfortunate because, I mean, he is such a strong hero. But like I said, you'll see him dying very fast. Izold will just get absolutely run over when it gets to a point, which stinks because he's such a cool hero to build. Wondering, when you make tier 3 gear, it makes it specific to that character, but does it matter that before you make a tier 3? Yes, the tier 3 gear has to be maxed out. It does have to be 5-star gear when it's maxed out. And it has to be that faction specific. You can't have a 5-star Graveborn gear on a Wilder. It does not work. Which again, we're going to have to counter Iran out here. Let's see what our buddy Scrag does. I like using Scrag because you'll see Iran usually doesn't pull because Scrag can knock him out of the way. I think here again, just a little bit of RNG, we should be able to get this down. And Scrag is just a monster tank. Wonder if we swapped. I'm wondering to drop Lucy in here again. I think we can get this to work with Lucy. I think Thane could use a way to reflect damage back on people, but I'm holding out to see what the labor. Yeah, Pico, that's a really good point. Because we don't know what the engraving system is going to look like for the light bearers, Lilith has an opportunity to take a lot of heroes that players don't use and make them really strong. I mean, they could definitely make a lot of heroes really strong if they wanted to with the engraving system. But so far, it doesn't seem like the engraving system is really a game changer for the Wilders. Makes a couple heroes a little bit better, but again, not really a huge game changer. Making like an Almas viable, or making, you know, a couple heroes that nobody uses anymore viable, which I think I would love to see. Should I 30 SI source Izold or wait for Raku? I'll send him. Chris V, the big thing is, are you using Saurus for the Twisted Realm? So as we know, Saurus, guys, is the main hero until you're in the Twisted Realm, till you build out, till you really build out Grez. That is really the go-to primary hero is Saurus. So if you're using Saurus within the Twisted Realm, absolutely I would plus 30 his SI before Raku, before Izold, just because you're going to get more Twisted Essence out of there as you're continuing your progression. You'll max out the rest of the heroes, but it might just take a little more time. But like I said, if you're using him in there, absolutely, I would max him out ASAP when it comes to the Twisted Realm. Class exclusive artifacts, how I get a lot more. The class exclusive artifacts take forever to level up, guys. I have I think one right now that is on 5 stars, maybe 2 that are on 5 stars. But the class exclusive artifacts takes forever. It honestly takes forever to level them up. They're very expensive because you're not getting enough resources to level them up, which is unfortunate. But yeah, ultimately you're not getting enough resources to level up the artifacts effectively. It's time to say this. I've almost gotten a 5-man Wilder team, full tier 3, only 1 piece left and 5 pieces left for my full 5 Lightbearer. Also got Rigby. Yeah, Shane, you are getting there. That is absolutely awesome. Please try the Flora stall with Orthos. Yeah, we could pop Orthos in here, because Orthos we built as well. So even if we do Orthos in here, because remember, he's Flora stall with Orthos. Just got to make sure he lives more than a second, which is the problem that we see. Even Orthos, guys, he is plus 30 signature item, 9 of 9. He has his tier 3 furniture. And unfortunately, he's dying a little bit too quick. We tried the stall comp a couple times before, and this was the same problem that we were having. We were having this exact same problem. Even there, I think he died to an arrow from Leica. Let's see if we can pull. Yeah, some of these formations are relatively tough. And again, here with the vortex, he's not even moving. He's getting hit with the vortex and he is done. And then down here the same. He's not even moving. He's getting pretty destroyed. I'm convinced they rework some characters not for us to use, but to body us in the camp. Oh, yeah. To just throw them in the campaign. Similar to this, we're going to have to rework a couple formations here, guys, to get this one to work. Orthos, unfortunately, isn't going to be super effective here. Even trying out the regular cheese that we have, Stingray from Iran, hopefully. And Flora is another one, guys, that is pretty difficult to deal with. The nature of the hero. If you use Solus in the campaign, doesn't really make a big difference. If you fight Solus in the campaign, absolutely destroys you. See here, it's not gonna work. We're gonna have to look at a couple different formations in here to make it work. Yeah, try Brutus on the 5-pole. That's actually a good combination. So a lot of times players will swap out Brutus because remember, he's going to have the immunity to where a lot of our heroes are dying super fast. He will not. And he will not die at all. They'll dump damage into him. I think we're going to have to swap. Let's go with... Got Sophia in there, which is fine. Dies there, that's fine. Got Brutus in there, that's good. Could go with Lucy. I mean, see if we can make this work. Even Lucy was just there killing the Floral Spectre. Or she'll just sit banished, which doesn't work either because now it banishes her. But we're going to have put Leica in this formation. Pretty close. Speedy Lizard, sometimes we can get the Speedy Lizard to work. A lot of times, no. A lot of times it doesn't work as well. Even here, if we could keep Iran alive for a minute, because he does the 5-pole. There we go. Everyone's in. We just got to get... Doesn't even seem like the crowd control is really making a big effect here. It almost looks like the tornado is missing everyone, or is that even our tornado? Yeah, because he's dead before even ults. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. Vest and Izold at start and then revert him with Raku. Yeah, that's actually a very good idea to revert him. So actually getting rid of Izold once you have him built to the point of not being used, you can throw Raku in there. And that will work pretty well. Always seems Dimensional Gear is rare. Can't get the reset scrolls either. Anyway, other than sort of get in a decent time frame. Not really. When it comes to the Dimensional Gear, guys, it just takes time. That is really it. We do have that store refresh, which is coming. I believe it is for 7 full days. So it might be today or tomorrow. The reset is going to be there. When the reset comes in, I believe you can reset the store twice every day. So if you save some of your coins in there, you'll be able to use them. And you'll be able to use them shortly, which would be nice. So guys, we're not going to sit here and just grind this out. I'll get all of my formation set and everything. So we finished out there. So I think we're pretty close. Number 7, which they're stuck on 888, and then 1216, which is a substage. So, I mean, we got through from 737 to 37.8. So we definitely made a little bit of progression today, which is good. Got some summons. We're closer to Lucretia being completely summoned, which is awesome. I want one more copy of her. Nope, we get nothing again. So we're down to 40 diamonds. That's okay. But guys, we'll answer a few more questions here. We're just about at an hour for the live stream. I'll switch up the formations a little bit. Next push, we'll go ahead and make some progression with some teams that we know that work in here versus just swapping out with RNG to see what we can get to work there. Can I show my Elder Tree? Yep. Elder Tree, I built up a lot more when it comes to the Mage Tree. Still have 65 there on the Celerity Tree. Kept 25 to get this last ability, Life Flash. 67 was for the haste there. And then I've been building up this tree a little bit, mainly because of Saurus and because of Zolrath, and of course Ulna is really the big push here with the tree. But a majority of the heroes that we're utilizing within here are the Sorcery Tree and the Celerity Tree are really the two big pulls there. Most people don't use many of our tanks, unfortunately. That's why I've just kept the tree at 25 just to get, again, that last ability. But even when you look at the lineup, use Brutus, you use Thorin, use Grez for the immunity, you use Daemon because of the shield. Arthur has his mitigation. So not too many tanks are used when you start looking at formations. You're not running tanks in every single formation. A lot of times the crowd control works a lot better than actually having the tank. Is there any way to get up in chapters fast? I'm 16 now. I need so much heroes. Just wait and get lucky. Tiger Bezem, it's really just a waiting game. AFK Arena, the only way to get over kind of the waiting game, which there's a tier 1 or 2 stone. Got some more emblems, some chests, and a tier 3 agility stone, or not agility stone. I don't know why I said agility stone, but the caster stone, which is awesome. There's a video on the tree. Yeah, there are a couple videos about the Elder Tree. If you ever run Orthos and Ulna together, it just kind of, it's a real big stall, Chris. I've ran them together a couple times, and they really just do, they really do it together. Did I hear correctly someone saying you don't want Raku using his ult? The big thing with Raku, Levi, is you want him to ult. When it comes to the boss, you don't want him to use his ultimate ability. When it comes to Dark, the Twisted Realm boss, you don't want him to ult. Most of the players I see in the campaign do have him ult because of the finishing move, especially if you have furniture in there. My Thorin doesn't work because he's got no 3 furniture. Is it compulsory to get Thorin 3? Yeah, the 3 of 9 furniture for Thorin does help considerably. His 9 of 9 does help as well. This is how I have him built. We take off the chest to go ahead and have him take more damage, but ultimately my level's a little too high for where we're at. This makes a decent difference, guys, with the 3 of 9 furniture. 9 of 9, again, for the energy does help a little bit, which is pretty decent. Try for Hypogean's Lucy. Yeah, we tried that before, Fooly. It works okay. Again, it's just really back to the RNG. I wish they would do 2 colors for the heroes like in Street Fighter. Oh, yeah, change one up. Super, yeah, the Abyssal Expedition, guys, if you haven't seen over on Reddit, the new map is up. Instead of breaking us into now from 1 formation to 2 formations, the new map breaks it into 3 separate team formations with a boss, guys. So right now for the Abyssal Expedition that's coming, you're going to have to put a lot more time and effort into building it because you're going to have 3 separate teams with 3 separate bosses. So you're going to have to try to work together to take them out, which is kind of crazy. What's going on, Javid? Welcome back. I don't know if you're still traveling or not, but I know it's been a little crazy with everything that's been going on. So I'm a budget player, 50 to 70 bucks a month. Is there any charge or guides to expected progression? Honestly, if you're looking at putting a little bit into the game, the advancement rewards are number 1, followed by your weekly and your monthly cards. The monthly diamond cards, they do a pretty good reward in there too. I wouldn't recommend buying heroes. Just buy everything to build your heroes. Honestly, Abyssal Expedition is not live on the test, Chris. I think it's coming up tonight. So it's usually Sunday night that it comes up. So I think tonight the Abyssal Expedition is going to be up there. And that's why over on the Chinese server, I believe with the time difference, they get things quite a bit earlier than we do, which is unfortunate, but they do. Can I ask you a question now? I have a box to choose heroes from the event. Tailene or Twins, good free to play. So honestly, the best way to build them is when you're starting out, build the Twins to Elite Plus. You really want to have them at Elite Plus so you can go ahead and utilize them within the Twisted Realm. After you build them, most players take Mortis to Elite Plus for the exact same reason. The Abyssal Expedition, you can use them in boss fights. And then guys, building Lucretia, straight from there, building her out, followed by Ulna, are really the 2 ones. So, I mean, that's taking you 4 heroes deep. And then we have a couple guides from there. But definitely Lucretia, definitely Ulna, really strong heroes to build. Oh, see you later, Levi. Have a good day. Can you make it so only Raku does an ult? No, you cannot. You cannot turn off the ults of the other heroes or turn them on. That is something we've talked about quite a bit when it comes to the build. Yeah, if you want to avoid CC, you guys can put the Shroud, and that will avoid the crowd control, whether it's Falks, whether it's Tassie. On the stage we were just on, that will actually take away the crowd control, but it locks when you finish a first stage. Yeah, you have to manually do it and I use my keys to ult the other heroes without ulting Raku. Kind of makes a kind of a pain in the butt. What's going on, Dark Hearted? Thank you for joining us. Yeah, Tailene and Twins do fall off. The big thing with having the Twins, though, is you do need them when it comes to the Twisted Realm bosses. So almost every boss killing comp utilizes the Twins. I don't know any that do not use the Twins, but ultimately, again, that's where a lot of the utilization comes with the Twins, is when it comes to Twisted Realm, especially when it comes to events. A lot of players use the Twins when it comes to events. Voyages of Wonder, Peaks of Time, things of that nature. A lot of Twins utilized. See you later, Chris. Does Prince of Persia replace Arthur in the Ainz comp, considering Merlin exists now? It seems that the Ainz comp doesn't need Arthur as much. They've really, some of those have kind of dropped off. So Arthur doesn't, you could swap out Arthur, you could drop out Arthur. He does help just because of the crit rating that he provides with the heroes that are behind him. So particularly Ainz. A lot of players have started running Arthur with Raku. So actually putting Arthur and then Raku behind Arthur. That way Raku has a higher crit rating, which again, with the engraving system coming to Wilders on Tuesday, Raku is getting stronger. So it's going to be interesting to see exactly how strong he gets. If the Prince of Persia, like I built out the Prince guys, as you can see, we need 2 more pieces of furniture. I really like the Prince of Persia. Not too big in the engraving. I think just a little bit more damage, and here a little bit more energy is okay, but there's a lot of other heroes I would build kind of before him. Oh, the Shroud doesn't prevent Tassie's Banish. I thought it did. I know it needs, I know it does prevent the Confine from Falks. I didn't know it didn't prevent the Banish, but I thought it did up front. I'm not sure. How much does it cost to get plus 30 engraving? I know it's quite a bit, Abdullah. It is quite a bit. I wish I got Lucy a little bit higher. We could engrave her if we got one more copy of her, but unfortunately we did not. But there's a lot of guides on Reddit, things of that nature. It does cost a significant amount, and that's really the big thing why players are still kind of up in arms, which there's Inoki and Drez, so not too bad there, on how many elemental shards it costs. So I've taken 2 heroes to 60, And right now, guys, I am a very, very far cry away from getting another hero even built up. So in all the time since engraving has been released, I've built 2 heroes, and that's it, guys. I'm almost completely out of mats. It's going to take a long time. It's going to take a long time to build them up to engraving. What's going on, Neon? No. Doing great. It's been awesome. We made it through a couple stages here, which is good. What do you think is the optimal team for the Wilder Tower? Currently using Iran, Tassi, Leica, Gorvo, Saurus. Dark-Hearted, the big one is Raku. So Raku is a hero, guys. He puts out a absolutely devastating amount of damage. Similar to the Mauler Tower is running Kren, the Wilder Tower is running Raku. Again, he puts out a ton of damage. As long as you can keep him safe for a little bit, he does a tremendous amount of damage in a very short amount of time. So coupling him with any crowd control. So whether it's Gorvo, whether it's Pippa, whether it's Tassi, multiple forms of crowd control will give Raku the ability to lay down heavy fire, lay down a ton of damage. The burst team with Iran kind of does fall off a little bit, but ultimately Raku is the hero that most players have been using. The Shroud does remove the banish when Lucy has more haste than Tassi. Yeah. Is it worth using 2 cards for 3 of 9 on Damon? Valkyriness, right now it really is, with the change to the Oak Inn, meaning that you can no longer get duplicate furniture. To get Damon to 3 of 9, if you want to speed it along, if you use a card or 2, if you're running Damon in a comp, if you're primarily, like I said, running Damon in a formation, I would go ahead and use them, because now you can't get duplicates. So that's really the big thing, is you cannot get the duplicate furniture in here if they fixed it like they were supposed to. So taking heroes to 9 of 9 is relatively easy now, and you're not saving the mythic cards to get them to 9 of 9 without the duplicates. That was the adjustment that Lilith had made when it came to the furniture, is you don't have to sit on a bunch of cards hoping you don't get duplicates, because you're not going to get them anymore. My OCD wants to check the red on the merchandise. Oh, yeah. Oh, what's going on? Sharif, thank you. I love doing the streams, guys. I love talking to you guys. How often should I collect the AFK rewards so I let them refresh? Honestly, for me, it doesn't matter. I collect them anytime that I hop on. It's the first thing that I do. Everything is set on a timer. Nikon's, it's set on a specific timer where you'll get gear after a certain amount of time. Or you get gear after passing a stage, which we've talked about a couple times before. But ultimately, every now and then you'll come in here and there will be some gear or some loot waiting over time. If you're stuck at a certain stage for a certain amount of time, or if you just come back, if you come back even after a couple days, most of the time there'll be loot in there to go ahead and to pick that up. Can you show your plus 60 and 30? Yeah, my plus 60 hero right here, Flora, which, guys, I really wanted to build Flora. I wanted to see how well she did. I would absolutely, looking back, I would not build Flora first. I haven't seen that much utility out of her. We've used her in a ton of different formations, ton of different comps, even the stall team. I feel like there are a lot of heroes that would do better built Flora, like Lucretia, like Alna, even a couple of different heroes to build instead of Flora. And the other one we built up, of course, was Ainz. We took Ainz. He's looking pretty decked out right there. So we took him all the way to plus 60. I will not take any heroes past plus 60. There's no reason for the stats. If I was super heavy pay to win, maybe. But ultimately, I would not. For us that have duplicate furniture, you can actually combine the duplicate furniture. So furniture does have levels itself. So when you're here and you look at a piece of furniture, you can go to this little dot, the little eye, and you can actually strengthen furniture. So you can use your duplicate furniture in here to make a +1, I believe +1, +2, and +3 furniture. So you can go ahead and make this after the attack is increased by 1.7%, duplicate furniture, that is exactly what it is. I think on Tassie, maybe it was Tassie we had duplicate furniture. There were a few heroes that I thought we had. I thought we had a couple pieces of duplicate furniture in here. Back before when we could get duplicate furnitures, I know we had a few pieces that we did get the +1 on. And I thought Tassie was one of them. Maybe not. Might be another account. But yeah, there's a couple pieces of furniture that we did get duplicates on within here that we utilized. You can just go ahead and use the furniture. Like I said, you can level up other furniture instead of keeping the duplicate. You can just level up the furniture. Got a swap score. I'm stuck with which character to switch, Belinda or Chimera. Both 3 stars and 4-on-4. Honestly, if you're looking Belinda or Chimera, both of them you can swap depending where you're at. Belinda I don't use for anything. And Belinda I haven't used for anything God knows how long. I haven't used Belinda in forever. Chimera you will use in the Twisted Realm, so she will actually be viable in the Twisted Realm until you build out a hero like Moriel. So I would swap Belinda if you're looking to swap one guy, and I would look at building Kren. I would look at building Raku. I would look at building Grez if you don't have a Grez built, just because again he's utilized in the Ulna comp, he's utilized within the Twisted Realm. A couple viable heroes that you could swap with them having multiple stars on there. What is considered a whale? Crack and Crunch. It's really your own consideration. I mean, there's people that put a couple hundred in here. There's people that put a couple thousand in here. There's people that put tens of thousands in here. There's players where right now we're on VIP. I think it's VIP 15. VIP 15 right now. But if you see, it keeps going. There's players that are VIP 25, VIP 26. I mean, you're talking almost to hundreds of thousands of dollars Crack and Crunch at that point. Probably over 100, probably almost 200,000 at that point. So it's absolutely crazy what you consider a whale. If you're free to play and someone puts in $20 a month, maybe they think you're a whale. If you put 1,000 in, it really depends. Does Grez need his +30 SI? 209 is really all that he needs. The +30 signature item does knock off 1.5 second with his Skeletal Warrior summons. Ultimately, guys, you do only need the +20. If you're pushing the Twisted Realm, it does make a difference if you have that 9 of 9. Because essentially, over a course of 1:30, it will cut some time off the Skeletal Warriors, and you'll gain a couple Skeletal Warriors, which will come up, of course, with his 9 of 9. Skeletal Warriors will be fully shielded with the Shadow Shield. When the Shadow Shield breaks, it does damage. So those extra couple minions, you'll build him to +30 eventually. It may not be today or tomorrow, but ultimately, you'll build him to a +30. He's not the highest on the priority list, but he is definitely a hero that you're going to put on the priority list. Here, just making them a little bit stronger. And again, I use Grez in comps. I use Grez in the Twisted Realm, adding more attack, more HP, more viability to him. Definitely want to go ahead and max him out. Waiting to see what the engraving looks like for all the factions, which are going to be very cool to see. Can I test Maro in the Lightbearer? Can he replace Gwen? He probably could. So I've seen kind of the different Maro in a couple different formations. He's definitely utilized because of the crowd control he does, with the spider web that he does, with the crowd control he has. Yes, Maro is definitely a strong hero to build. I don't have any copies of him yet, but he's the one we're building. We built out Hypogean, which is awesome. So we're just continuing through here. Maro will be the next one to be built. And then it looks like we're getting a hero, which could be Medusa, could be some sort of, I think Dolly was talking about turning heroes to stone, which is interesting. Should I build Mahira, Khazard, or Zolrath? definitely a interesting combination. So the order that we have, the primary order for that team comp is number 1, taking Mahira up to Mythic. Once you have Mahira at Mythic, she will work well even without taking her up to Ascended. She will work well at Mythic. The build order that I would do, Mahira to Mythic, Khazard to Mythic. The big thing with Khazard is you have to have his plus 30 signature item. This is what gives Mahira's Mesmerize ability the 60% increase for the duration, which is exactly what you want. It is very strong in there with that. Once you build that, Zolrath you can get from the shop. Zolrath kind of comes in as the next one to build once you have Mahira and Khazard team down, unless you're heavy PvP. Because Zolrath is a hero that is very heavy into PvP, but he's another hero you do have to have this plus 30 signature item on. Again, just because of the viability with the PvP aspect of there. If you're heavy into PvP, I would buy him, or I would build him sooner. What could Lilith do for an update for streamers to have more content? Not really too much. You know, AFK Arena is very unique, as in the nature of the game is AFK. It's not something that you're going to sit here and live stream for 8 hours, because that is not how the game is built. There's really not enough going on for the content to stream. That's why I only stream usually once, maybe twice a week, and usually for an hour, hour and a half. Ultimately, that's kind of the content that's on here. You could sit here and grind through campaign stages for 8 hours, but it would probably be super boring for a lot of people to watch, especially as you're trying them over and over. You said 30 signature item on Grez is pretty much... yeah, the plus 30 signature item for Grez you will build. You'll build essentially... even here, he gets HP, defense, accuracy, and magic resistance. With the signature item, the reason it's not a huge priority from 20 to 30 is this doesn't add attack. So it's a good signature item to build, and like I said, eventually you'll build it, Brandon. But because there is no attack on the signature item, there's not really a huge reason to run it. All right, guys, just a couple more questions and we'll be done here. I'm saving for my Garrison to Ainz. Anything Valkyrinus with Ainz is anything that is going to buy him time. Ainz is a hero you have to buy him time to ult. If you have any crowd control, if you have support heroes, if you have a tank that can hold the front line, you just have to buy Ainz time to ult. That's really it. That's all that you need is time to ult. How old am I? 42. 42, so a little bit older. I've been playing games my entire life, Oscar, but it is something that I'm passionate about and I absolutely love. What do I think about the new Hypogean? Too early, Joel. We'll have to see. We'll really have to see how well he does, how well he performs when it actually comes out. When he actually comes out on the global servers, and we can see exactly how well he works. Honestly, when we see him in comps, things of that nature, it'll be interesting to see. Zolrath is also used in a Kren team comp. Yeah, that's the big thing, Alexander, is you do have to build a lot out to get him to work with a couple of different formations. Honestly, a long time since I've seen casuals post something about the engraving. Yeah, we're just wondering. A lot of players have quit, guys. So many of you know casuals used to be 4 guilds. There's actually 4 guilds of casuals. We've had quite a few people quit. So we've looked at doing some consolidation, getting ready for the Abyssal Expedition. Most of the other players in AFK Arena have seen the same. Most of the other guilds have seen the same. It's going to be interesting to see what AFK Arena is going to look like in the future. Honestly. Also, you tested the new Ainz team with Desire and Merlin. Yeah, both of them, Brandon, do work pretty well. And yes, my son is way too young. He is only 4, guys. All right, is it better to remove gear? The only thing with Thorin, I remove his chest piece. This, you want the attack. You could remove some of his gear in make it viable. Most players just remove the chest piece to go ahead and allow him to take more damage. Thorn Cheese works better at higher level deficiencies. So that's really the big thing, is the Thorn Cheese works better at higher deficiencies because he takes more damage. We're kind of 130, 140 levels. Not really a high level deficiencies. When you start getting 160 plus, the Thorn Cheese works a lot easier and works a lot better. All right, guys, just hit 37 last night. Those, Flora stages, guys, are a absolute nightmare. Make sure, guys, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. We are over 19,000 subscribers already, well on our way to 20,000. At 20,000 subscribers, we are doing a giveaway, so it is coming pretty soon, guys. Again, we're over 19, I think 19,100. We're almost to, which is absolutely crazy. So, guys, big shout out to all the viewers. You guys make it possible to go ahead and do these live streams, all the videos, everything. I love making them. I love doing the guides, being able to interact with you guys doing the live streams. Absolutely love doing it. So go ahead, again, subscribe to the channel if you are not, so we can hit our 20,000 subscribers. And as always, thank you guys for watching.